Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and to the second video in this week's little special series of projects using Stamperia's The Owl House. And this is for anybody who's just joined us. This is just to say thank you. I'm doing 3 videos this week just to say thank you for being a subscriber. If you already are, if you're not, please do subscribe because I reached my 1,000 subscribers this week. So here we go. So it's the Owl House. Like I said in the previous video, if you want to flick through on this pad, 2 or 3 videos back now, I did a haul, and this pad was one of those little items that I bought, and I flicked through all the pages on that. Because I've now cut out of this pad, they're not all there. So if you want to have a look, I will link it at the end of this video if you can't find it. So please do have a look because it's a beautiful pad. So what I'm making today is some very simple Christmas cards, and they are swing cards. So let me just see if I can tilt this so you can actually see it. So when it stands up, it is hard to show you this really, this part in the middle swings, as you can see there, and it's really easy to make. It folds flat. Let's get back up again. It folds flat for posting. It's quite slimline, and this is a small one too. It's a 5x5. So it opens up like this, then like this again. You can put another panel in here if you want to write, or you can just write on the back. So this one is using one of the beautiful owls, the topper background panel, some of the papers, and this piece was from the back of the paper pad, sorry, which I cut here. Well, the one I'm using today is, this one was one of the borders that I trimmed along, but today I'm going to use this, which is very similar. So it's layered up with just one lot of foam pads, so I've not made it too bulky, but just that added swing is really pretty there, you can see. And if it stood on your mantelpiece, you could always put one of those battery operated tea lights behind, and it would glow and look really, really lovely. And it just catches the air if you've got a draft, I was going to say, but that's not very good, but you know what I mean. Right, let's get going with it. So I've got the instructions for you here. So I'm calling it a swing topper card because it uses the toppers out of the 8x8 Stamperia pads. So it doesn't have to be this pad that you've got. If you've already got another one of the other previous versions or a newer version, then use those. So what you need is a piece of 10.5 by 5 inches scored at 5 to make a 5x5 card base. If you've already got a 5x5 card base, then use that. Then on one side of the score line, so as in the top side I'm using here, cut 1 inch from each edge to the centre score line. So in 1 inch, and cut to the centre. In 1 inch, cut to the centre. And this middle part, that's that, becomes your swing element there. Now, because you don't want this to be the same size, you want to cut 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of just this swing element. So I'm going to do that now, so I can show you what I mean. So there we go. There is our card, and I am missing this bottom piece. So I have cut 3/4 of an inch. Let me get my card right because my panels are coming in. Can you see there? These are the full length. This one is short. So that's what you need for it to be able to swing. You also need to cut one piece of card which is 1/2 inch by 5 inches. And this is going to make this piece here. Now I know it's all in white at the moment, but you will be able to see it shortly. So let's stick that together to start with. No, let's not. Let's put our panels on first and then we can stick it together. So let's go back again. Let's get the mats. So for the back mat you need 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and I've used gold card. By matting and layering on these smaller paper pads you can use less paper, because then I have used 4.5 by 4.5 of pattern paper. So that's what I'm going to stick on the top of there. Let me get there. There. So let's pop this on. Pop that round. Yeah, so that is a great tip if you are using the smaller pads and you want to be a bit thrifty with your papers. Mat and layer them just to, overall you'll save a bit more paper in the long run. So that piece will go on the inside first. So let's put that on. In we go with that one. And that's going to give us our little background scene of those snowy mountains when our card opens. Okay, so make sure you've got that down and neat. So next you need side pieces. So these are the side pieces. These need to be 3/4 by 3/4 in gold card and 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch in pattern paper. So I've got mine here, and I'm just going to glue those together. Lining those up in the middle, like so. And I'm going to do this one. Now I think the hardest thing with Stamperia papers is making a decision to cut them. But once you do, just be strict with yourself and just cut them, because otherwise you'll have some papers that are beautiful and that you haven't used. So try not, it's easier said than done, but try not to be too precious with them. Just cut the images that you like first and then go from there. Okay, so once you've got these panels stuck, now I've made sure that my tops are neat, and I've got a little bit bigger gold at the bottom here, which I don't mind because now I'm going to stick this on. So this is my small panel, and I want to add that to the bottom. This is the strip that is 1/2 inch by 5. Lay that flat, get it straight, and lay on your little strip. You wanted to get it level to the sides but also level to the bottom. If you flick it over you should be able to see that, and then that will lift up like so. This one just needs to come out a smidge there, I think. Pop your middle panel down, if you'll see whether you're in line, because this will match up. Okay, so that's looking quite good. Flip it over, looks even. So there we go, that's what we've got. So back to the swing panel. This needs to be 2 3/4 by 4 in gold card, and the topper cut to 2 1/2 by 3 3/4, which it virtually is, with a tiny teeny gold border around it. So I'm going to stick mine on. And this is what I'm going to use as the background of my little fussy cut images. And the fussy cut images are of course from the pad, of which there are plenty to fussy cut. So there we go, getting that level, and that is going to go in my centerpiece there. And I'm going to add that on with some foam pads, so just let me grab those. There we go. So I'm going to pop those on the back. I'm going to put plenty on. Now these also, by popping the foam panels on, they also help to add a little bit of weight to that swing element, because you do want it to be heavier than the other bits so that it does swing or helps to swing anyway. Okay, so once you've got all these little foam bits off, centre that up in your centre panel like so. Okay, right, now what I've got is this bottom panel. I want to cover up that piece of white, and on the here I've got a decorative strip equals question mark by 5 inches. So whatever you want to put, mine was off the back page, you just want to make sure it covers up this 1/2 inch. So that's why I'm saying whatever you decide here, as long as it covers that up. I don't know whether to have that brown strip at the bottom there or at the top. I think I like it at the bottom. So I'm just going to pop my glue on here. Gives me enough there. And I'm going to pop that on that bottom piece there, making sure it is level with the bottom of my card. Can we see that? Okay, there we go. That's nice and neat. And then it's even. And then it stands properly. And I'm going to push my panel into the middle there. That's what we've got. And now we just need to decorate this middle part. So I have got my little owl, because I'm not going to put masses of things on here. I'm going to unfortunately cover up that little sparrow. I'm going to add some foam pads to this part, to the white winter. Let's pop those on. And that will give somewhere for my owl to stand. So let's get him on. Even if I go too high, no, he's going to have to go over that little bird, I'm afraid, because that's going to make my area for him to go on. I'm going to pop some foam pads in the middle there. That's it. Put that on. A bit from his head. And then I'm going to pop my little bird, my little owl, should I say, not covering up that white winter bit, tilting forwards a bit. There he is, he looks great. I'm then going to add on some gems. I'm not sure whether my little owl looks like he's leaning forwards there, isn't he? I'm going to get him a bit stood up a bit better, I think. There. I like him a bit stood, that's better. That's better. I'm going to then pop 3 little gems here on this side. There we go. And 3 on this side. Now you can go to town adding all sorts of fussy cut elements to your middle panel if you want to, but I'm just doing these as simple Christmas cards with a little added extra, which is the swing part. So there you can see this part swings, and here is the rest of the card, which flips forwards like so. So I hope you like that one. It's really easy to make, like I said. They turn out beautifully with the owls, really lovely. And of course, not forgetting, this is the crucial part, adding a bit of glitter to your sections on here. Let me get my glitter going. Just pop those on the white areas, maybe on a bit of this snow in the background. A bit on my heart there, and a couple of little bits on my fluffy owl there. That looks lovely. There we go. So I hope you like that one. You can see how you can make those work with whatever papers you've got left. So if you like that video, please give me a thumbs up and a like. And if you've not already subscribed, please do subscribe. It helps my channel grow. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one, which should be on Friday. Thanks for your support. Bye.